Hi Jonathan, firstly thank you for spending your time with us for this interview. First of all, congratulations on qualifying for the Olympic this year. You were at the 2016 Summer Olympic, and how does it feel to be part of Olympic for the second time?
Personally, I would think it's a great achievement. It's like, of course, I feel glad that I was able to qualify for the second time because, well, I made it into the Rio. It was a big achievement to me, but the result was not as satisfying to me, and I feel like I want to go even further. I wanted to do even more. But sadly, during Tokyo 2020, I didn't get to qualify myself for the Olympics. So at that time, I thought probably that was the end of my career, and somehow I tried again, and glad that I was able to make it for the second time to the Paris Olympic.
What are your goals for Olympic 2024?
Personally, I would hope to get into the final so that we have a chance for the medal, of course. Yeah, but realistically, well, I wouldn't say it's not possible. It is possible, but the thing is we have to work a lot more, because as I mentioned, it's like Tokyo was kind of like supposed to be kind of the end of my career, but eventually I made it into the Paris Olympic. So it seems like there's more work to put into it, because we have to reset the program, restart everything, that how we prepare, because we also have new coach. So obviously it's going to be challenging, but I'm ready to take up the challenge.
So can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your journey as an athlete?
I'm born in Malacca in the year of 1992. I started shooting without knowing much about shooting. Actually, it was by chance that I get to explore shooting sports, but eventually I came to find it interesting. That's how I eventually just keep on shooting and shooting and shooting. But what inspired me to go into higher levels like the national team and even competing in Olympic is actually through the inspiration from all our ex-athletes. Like when I was young, I used to watch a lot of sporting events like Asian Games, Commonwealth, Olympics on the TV with my grandfather. And what happened is, every time when we get to see Malaysian athletes performing, my grandfather would always inform me so that I get to watch them. And when I watch them, I always feel that I'm proud to be Malaysian, and I'm proud that there's someone there representing Malaysia. And when I got into the national team, somehow it got me thinking that maybe I could be on TV, maybe I could be the next inspiration towards the next generation. So that was what actually drove me.
So how long have you been training as a shooter?
I started shooting at the age of 13, but I got into the national junior team in 2009, and eventually 2011 I got into the senior team right until now. So how does it's like somewhere around 13 to 14 years of experience from national junior all the way until senior.
So what has been your biggest accomplishment as an athlete so far?
I don't put a value on how big is the achievement, because every achievement, as long as I'm happy, is an achievement. But of course, when we talk about the biggest, is like normally put rating into how big the competition is. If that's the case, then of course Olympic is the biggest. And the most memorable achievement to me personally, I would say, is when I get to qualify into the Rio Olympic. I would say the first step into this kind of level of achievement, because when I was in national junior, I never thought that I would actually make it into the Olympic. And it was kind of like a dream, but it feels so far away. Yeah, and in 2016, I managed to get a gold medal during the Asian qualifying for shooting competition for the Asia continent. So during that competition, it somehow get me motivated that actually, no matter how big is your dream, how far it might seem, if you work hard towards it, it's actually possible.
Can you share us what were some of the challenges that you faced during your training?
Of course, as Olympic gets closer, actually time. Because when we face with something important that we need time for training, we need the effort, we need commitment and all that. It feels like time is the biggest challenge in all of it.
So we understand that you are a student in aerospace engineering in University Putra, Malaysia. So how to juggle your times between your training and your studies?
Well, I actually graduated in 2019. So now I'm working with the National Sports Council. But talking about my study time in UPM, actually it was not easy, mostly because we have to train and we have to go for classes. But the important thing of how I actually manage it is mostly down to time management and also setting priorities. For example, when during the Rio 2016, I actually made some effort to allow myself to have more training, because we know that we are trying to get into Olympics and it's not something that's small. So of course effort is important, and when it comes to effort you need time. So how do you actually plan out your time, your class schedule, so that you can fit in the time for training? That is how I see it. It's like time management and priority must come first. Yeah.
Can you also walk us through your training regimen for the 2024 Olympics?
Every day we have almost every day except Saturday and Sunday, where most of the time on Saturday, Sunday is rest day. We have physical training every Monday and Wednesday evening, and then we have also cardio where I'll be running for an hour to 1.5 hours on Tuesday and Thursday. Other than that, it's mostly training in the shooting range. So we have morning session from 9 to 12 or maybe 1 o'clock, and then we have evening session from 2 until 5 something. Yeah. So that's why it's we have Monday to Friday is all packed up with training, and then Saturday and Sunday is mostly about getting our own time, resting.
So if you could give one piece of advice aspiring young athlete dreaming of making it to the Olympics, what would it be?
I think based on my experience, I would say that if you have a dream, you really have to put some effort into it. Dream is good, it's you can have big dreams, but if you don't put in effort, if you don't know where to go, how to go, then most likely you won't be able to achieve it. But based on my experience is that if you have a dream, it's good, but we need to know how actually we need to work towards that, and also we have to really put in effort.
A great interview for today. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us today. So we appreciate the opportunity to learn more about your background and experience.
Okay.
Thank you, Johnathan. Thank you.